Hello everyone, my name is Stanley St. Rose, and today we're going to be talking about Upon a Wasp, Chilled with Cold by Edward Taylor. Now, before I go into the summary and analysis of this work, please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment so that the channel can continue to grow. Very interesting work here. Edward Taylor knows how to look at nature and find sermons, find messages about God, and how the natural world can be a source to get to know God and understand God better. Within this work, it's upon a wasp chilled with cold. This wasp is chilled with cold. It's cold and it's spiritually dead. Sin is something that kills people. That's the whole idea within the Bible. The price of sin is death. So the wasp is cold. It's a metaphor for humans. When you're living in sin and you're doing all of these things in sin, it may be fun to you, but in the spirit, you are dead, spiritually dead. You can't move, you can't do anything. But within this poem, the wasp, because of the sun, the warmth of the sun, it starts to warm up. It does what it can within the sun, and by the end, it's revived. So this is a big explanation here, a visual, poetic vision here to see what it's like to go from sin and to being saved and to following God. And Edward Taylor is like giving us an example of what we need to do, or what Puritans need to do, to leave sin behind and, start flying around again and to have a soul that is saved. So, upon a wasp chilled with cold, there's so many layers to it in terms of deeper meaning and analysis. There's so many layers to it to say, like, sin is something that kills us. You can imagine, we've all seen a dead fly or a dead wasp. And when it's dead, it's dead. It's like it's not moving. It's lifeless. It's an insect. It's nothing. But when a fly, an insect, is buzzing around, it's alive. It's doing things. So it's the imagery is very powerful because you can be preached to in a pulpit, you can go to church and be preached to, but imagining this wasp that's chilled with cold, that's cold and dead, imagining it going from that to buzzing around and moving around is something that paints a picture of in your mind about how deadly sin can be, and how wonderful being saved and moving in a repentful life and following Christ is just much better and much more beneficial. So there's many layers to it, but that's the essential idea that you're getting from this work. The spiritual aspect and how it connects to the human being, and how nature helps us understand and get closer to God. Because there is something in nature, when you look at the stars, that makes you think deeper about why you exist and why you're here. So Edward Taylor here connecting something that's so simple, so natural that any human on earth can understand, with something that's very in depth. It's like connecting nature to philosophy. Something that's very simple, like a wasp and it being cold, to very deep religious works about the soul and existence, is something that's very beautiful within of itself. So lots is definitely, a lot is being said here within this poem. That's all I have to say about it. Please remember to leave a like, subscribe, and or comment, and I'll see you guys in the next video.